The schools is basically that beacon of hope for our learners. We are situated in Bridgetown right now. It is an area with a working class community, single parent homes, where the grandparents are in charge of learners. Many of the learners come to school for love, and others are loved from home and come to school for education. So we must cater for all of them. To me, it's about making a difference. People with the financial backing must invest in the future.
The challenge for each one of us would be, when you are in a position to be able to help other people in a positive way, do it in a way that can create big impact.
35, 40, 45, 50.
I come from a rugby background. I might have had many successes. You know, I can't take any of that with me. And that's not really the legacy and how I want my kids to remember me. What I would like my kids to remember is the difference that I made in people's lives. The Citadel Philanthropy Foundation is a donor-advised fund. We try and facilitate with charitable giving. Obviously, us being a wealth management company, looking at more of your high net worth individuals, those are usually people that are in a position to be able to give. We actually go out and try and source projects that's either on our list or projects that's outside of our list. We then go back to the donor and say, well, how much do you want to give? How does this fit into your bigger wealth management planning? And how can that help with the sustainability of the project that we've then identified for that individual donor? There are about 25,000 schools in South Africa. About 4,000 of them are well-functioning schools, the others not. In a lot of the schools that are not as privileged, the headmaster basically needs to do everything. The Principals Academy is one of the projects that we have supported over the last couple of years, and Mr. Ali's is a massive leader in his community.
I relish challenges, and I'm a lifelong learner. It basically set the example and the tone at school as well, because at school, as a manager, there's no manual for a principal. With the Principals Academy and the Business School of Graduates for UCT, they develop you in various ways. For me, it's personal and professional development, so that I can impart again with my staff members and filtering through to the learners. So the Principals Academy has been good in the sense that it equips me with certain skills, mentoring and teaching and leading at schools. They start right as the schools closes for their holiday break. We have the practice coaching of the mentors, looking at educational aspects within the educational arena. The mentors are ex-principals, people with lots of experience, and they are there to guide you. So we work with the leaders to ensure that we give back to the schools.
In Citadel's specific case, we provide wealth management solutions to individuals. We offer advisory services, which are then supported by investment strategies, fiduciary services, offshore planning, as well as some risk planning, which is your medical aid and your life insurance.
I'm a sportsman from PE, Port Elizabeth, in a township called Zwide. Life is very tough in the township to be a taxi driver. That's what we believe that's all we could achieve. Rugby kind of helped me escape that route and believe that could be whatever I wanted to. The pinnacle of my career is becoming the first Black Springbok captain. When I was 19, I actually got my first salary. I had no one advising me. Guys like John got people in to come and advise us, and that's when I started realizing there's a bigger picture after rugby. My son, my wife and kids, and my family, I wanted to leave something behind for them. Now I'm with Citadel, and they're the best at that.
Do you guys know who this guy is?
My grandmother who raised me told me that I will be whatever I want to be one day. Always remember to give back to where you come from, because there will be another you sitting here while you're making it, and you can help that person do it. You guys inspire me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Go, hit. Go.
Don't hurt me.
Out. The most important thing I want to remember is the stuff that I do off the field, how many lives I change, how many people I inspire. I always sit and wish that somebody had done that for us in my community. And I think it's highly important for anybody who has money to give back to education, because that's long-term helping the country.
They need role models to be that source of hope and inspire them. It's basically an obligation for these various business concerns that have the financial backing to ensure that they plow back into the country.
Make good decisions, good choices.
You can be whatever you want to.
Okay. Yeah. Walla.
Sweetie signature, shake them up, sweetie signature.
When I come here, I was so scared because Alexandra was so rough.
Blow them out, blow them out.
Yo, I used to say, how am I going to stay in this place like this? I got the job working at the car wash, and then I came to volunteer as a ECD teacher. That's where I did the miracles with the kids. And then they said, we need you.
Alexandra is a township, very congested, with a lot of unemployed young people and with a lot of alcoholism. Africa Tikkun Putadichaba ECD has 3 to 6 year old children within and around Alexandra. The main objective of ECD is to make them ready for formal schooling.
Some of the kids come from vulnerable families. We develop the children holistically, physically, socially, emotionally, and even cognitive. Some of them, they can't even hold the crayon. They will tell us, here I'm angry because yesterday I didn't eat. So we accommodate different children with different problems. That's where we see how the kids is feeling.
You're showing the snake a way to the tree.
If we see a child is struggling, we refer them to the 360 where they help with the extra lessons.
Research has shown that if these children are well developed at this time of their early years, later in life, these children are gonna excel. We work with the social worker and we also work with the parents around us.
Within CPF, it is more looking at the donors and what they specifically want and then linking that to a project that fits. Education is where most of our issues in South Africa stem from. Something needs to be done about specifically early childhood development. In South Africa, 78% of grade 4s can't read. So that just shows you the issues that we sit with.
Our clients are specifically financially empowered, and in fact our clients are the ones that requested that we be able to facilitate disbursements of money towards good causes. Because they can do that, it's important that they do that in a way that's sustainable and in a way that can be tracked so that we know that they're making a positive difference.
Giving has got enormous value. Cancer is no respecter of persons. It really makes no difference where you come from.
I still battled to accept that my child had cancer. Jonathan and I have 4 children. Caleb, our oldest, is 11. Craig is 6. Joel is 3. And then Taylor is 10 months. The last day of the 3rd school term, I found out that I was pregnant. I got a call from my mom saying that Craig is having severe abdominal pain. We went to Red Cross. He was seen by the triage doctor, thinking it's in his appendix. I touched and then let go, and Craig screamed in pain. The doctor said he's bleeding internally, and they suspect it's from a ruptured tumor on his kidney. We actually got quite worried. I had to stop myself from crying or breaking down. Craig was admitted every 2 weeks for either 3 or 5 days. Jonathan, my husband, would stay with him overnight, and I would stay with him during the day.
The gift of perspective helps to bring into very sharp focus the things that are really important, time and the people who love you. Once your child is diagnosed with cancer, your entire life changes.
Hello, this is Wicked.
Craig, he was only 4. There were days where he would just be moody and quiet and he wouldn't want to eat.
Craig is just being silly again, as usual.
They said if we had left it a day longer, we could have lost him.
Once you enter in kind of an authentic relationship with a child, it's really a joyful space.
I don't think I can explain the amount of appreciation I had for the nurses and the doctors, even the support staff. That entire department is magnificent.
We've been very lucky through the Children's Hospital Trust to have had donors like the Ronan Keating Foundation, like Citadel, come forward and to be able to fund the rebuild of the oncology unit. Right, so this is the new doctor's room. Over here is the nurses' station, our high care unit. The sickest patients in the ward are admitted here. This is going to stay the same, but what is going to be new is the isolation facility and also where the bone marrow transplant patients will be kept. The kind of facilities that we require do cost a lot of money. So we need specialized radiology facilities, nuclear medicine facilities, specialized surgeons, specialized radiotherapy. Ronan came straight after he landed and he walked through the unit. He said hi to the kids and wanted to know kind of the plans we had for the place. It was an amazing experience.
I don't think Craig would have been here today if Red Cross didn't have the facilities and equipment available that they did. That makes life so much easier.
I personally learned so much, and all of the money raised stays in the country. So the money raised tonight stays in South Africa to the hospital here in Cape Town.
One can't really identify client relationships on a balance sheet. It's very important for us not to see our clients as a number. Wealth management is about hopes and dreams and ambitions, and we make sure we manage their money in a way that adds value to their quality of life. We are there to help our clients reach their remarkable. My remarkable is different from your remarkable. For me, leaving a legacy was being able to educate the people that are important to me, and this is what I would like my children to carry on doing.
What is the day today? Today is Tuesday.
I love teaching children because education is a key to success.
You know, if I can change one child, I've changed a nation.
If you think South Africa needs to be a certain way in 20 years' time, are you aligned in what you are doing on a day-to-day basis to create that South Africa? Do something that will make South Africa look like that.
Yeah.
My name is Fitumelo Moazhe. I stay in Soweto, Muletsane. I have 2 kids. My daughter is Vikanyo and my son is Kavelo. And I work in Plascon. You have to be strong for your children because it's very hard raising kids, especially when they become teenagers. So you must just communicate with your kids. You see, I'm smiling. Oh, my daughter, she's awesome. She's a hard worker. She's always on her books. I'm gonna have a lawyer in the house.
I would like to argue for a living. Yeah, so I am surrounded by strong women, always encouraging me to do my best, and they support me a lot. And yeah, I love them very much.
My mom was a single parent. She's a very strong woman. I love my mom to bits. She's been there for me throughout until I finished my matric. After my matric, she wasn't working, but she made sure that I did short courses. My mom couldn't afford to take me further. So, yeah, I was so happy to get the bursary from Plascon, and I'm studying credit management.
Well, I help her to study. I'd like her to keep on studying. I know it's not easy. Not a lot of parents study while working. I am very proud of her, and yeah, she's a hard worker.
Plascon is a brand that has been around for 130 years. It's a South African brand, and the brand attributes associated with Plascon are around exceptionally high quality, excellence, as well as pioneering innovation. We take development very seriously. We've got quite a robust approach, and that all centers around education. We've got an internal bursary scheme where we offer well-deserving employees an opportunity to study further and advance their careers. We also have financial assistance for the children of our employees up to tertiary level, where we offer funding for schooling. We feel that we give back to the children, and through that, it's actually just going beyond the paycheck.
When I started working there, I was a 10. I was a filing clerk, but I was flexible, doing everything. While I was still training, a post came out in finance department and I applied for it. My CV was shortlisted and voila, I got the job.
I think that's imperative that we need to grow women for the future of this business and the country. It's not just a tick box exercise, and you'll see that throughout the organization. We are serious about it, we are serious about transformation, and we are serious about making sure that we actually uplift education.
Ik is Keino Plaatjes, ik is van Lenteplaats en mijn man is Renardo Plaatjes. Mijn oudste kind is Alkino, hij is 11 jaar oud en die tweede enige is Alkesia. Ze gaan bij Peppelschool, ze is 5 jaar oud en die laatste enige is Alnieke en ze gaan ook bij Peppelschool. En mijn man werkt ons bij plaats, ik werk op die oomlik in Alne. Ons meestal plaatsmensen, maar is doorkinders ook, maar eindelijk is Peppels een plaatsproject, so ons plaaskinders krijgen ons eerste voorkeer. En dit is voor ons baie goed, omdat de Peppels is daar voor onze kindertjes. Zo'n gerend moet maar nergens. Het is maar goed dat we maar school gaan en school klaarmaken en college en daar doen. Dan kan hulle tenminste naar beter werken gaan en voeren toe kan gaan in het leven.
At the Pebbles Early Childhood Development Center, we cater for the farming community of the Yimlin-Arder Valley. We cater for children from the ages of 6 months up until 5 years, and we are also now in the process of getting them all the way through from grade R to grade 12 as well. There was quite a lot of youngsters that were staying at home, so there was no stimulation, no early childhood education being taught to these children. When we started very small. We opened the doors in 2017, but according to our floor space, we could only take in 35 children, and we filled the space quite quickly. The waiting list was growing very fast, and that's where the Rotary came in. The funds was raised to restore this old farm shed, which allowed us now to open up 3 classrooms, and we are able to double the number of the children that we take in. You can't even call it a shed. It had no floors, it had no walls. It was basically mud and brick.
And to think what we started with, it's amazing.
It is a heritage building, so there was obviously rules and regulations that we had to follow with restoring the building.
Then came the challenge, how to keep the water out of the mud brick walls. So we approached Plascon and asked them to come up with a solution.
At Plascon, we do not see ourselves as just paint manufacturers, but rather as paint experts, where we provide help to our customers every step of the way to bring the products and projects to life.
They've supplied a paint that prevents ingress of water from the rain and allows the walls to breathe. It's turned out looking really fantastic. People who unite and act together can change the world.
It's very important to create a safe and stimulating space for these children. The community feels proud. So we do get a lot of involvement where parents do come and invest some of their own time to assist us in keeping it a beautiful place.
Ik is baie lief met my werk wat ek doen. En ek is bly ek kon gehelp het met die gebou waar my kind vandag in is. En ek kan sien dat hier 'n toekoms vir hom hierso.
Within Plascon, our core values around inspiring possibilities, where we want to stretch people beyond the norm, to actually give them inspiration to see what they can achieve and be the best that they can be. Our CSI initiatives are all around paint sponsorships and donations to improve the classroom environments for children so that they can enhance their learning abilities and the learning experience.
Kamor is 'n lieflike village wat hier in die Dwarsrivier-vallei is. Daar's wel 'n hoërskool en 'n laerskool, maar wat betref nasorgaktiwiteite is ons die enigste. Most families are single parent families where the parent needs to work long hours, so it's a space where they need alternatives to take them off the street. Die kinders is in die strate en hulle is honger, baie keer ongestimuleer, verveeld, needy na liefde en aandag, en dit kan veroorsaak dat hulle in verkeerde groepe ingaan en op ander maniere dit soek.
Ek is Rosanna Polis. Ek bly in Kuilmo. Die omgewing waar ons bly is 'n roekelose omgewing, maar deur die omstandighede wat die kinders in woon, kry hulle nog steeds 'n bietjie geleerdheid in. 'n Nasorgsentrum is baie belangrik. Van uitsa hou op die oomblik hou het ons 211 kinders. 211 kinders op die straat, minder.
Dit is regtig maar om 'n tweede huis te wees vir die kinders na skool en om hulle bloot te stel aan 'n baie verskeidenheid programme, iets alternatiefs tot die strate en al die straataktiwiteite. When we moved onto our new premises, we got a sponsor for these mobile classrooms, but they come in white. We knew we needed color, but paint is expensive, so it was just an absolute miracle that Plascon came on board.
If you look at the research, if you're actually in a safe environment and a colorful environment, it not only inspires you, but gives you a better self-esteem and creates and brings out the best in children.
It was just wonderful because they immediately said, you tell us what colors and we'll give the best paint for this specific need. We are colourful, our logo is colourful, we work with children. We wanted to add colour to their lives.
Soos ons klas veral, ons het mos die babybloem, toe die kinders daai maandag daar instap. En hulle sien die mooi blou klas. Ons het soos like magic. Toe change die hele atmosfeer. Almal is kalmer. So kleur speel 'n baie belangrike rol. Dit lig 'n kind op, man. Dit lig regtig 'n kind op.
I am surrounded by color. At home it's cooking, all the different spices that we use in our curries. The way we dress, coming from the Indian descent, saris, Punjabis, they're all colorful. And then I work with colors. My name is Seema Kaladin. I am the branch manager of Seasway Paints KZN. Seasway Paints is the joint venture company with Plascon. Seasway Paints has been a small little company that Plascon took under the wing and helped them grow into the national footprint.
Seasway gives us access into markets where there is a stringent BEE requirement, and so they are 100% level 1 BEE partner. We offer them business expertise in terms of how to actually grow the business. So it's a joint effort to grow business.
Enterprise development, making sure that the smaller guys are uplifted, is a major thing in South Africa. Plascon as well as Seasway train our emerging contractors. And I think between Plascon and Seasway, we've excelled in that. I've got a whole database of contractors that we've grown.
Uthozana wahleshwayo usebenza la ePlascon ngifila upaint ngisho ukuthi ngifaka upende emathinini. Ingane le ehlala la ugogo wayo ukuthi ke phathi kwethu kwami nabo uxhumano olukhulu kakhulu.
I'm Nohle Hletshwayo. I live in Mlazi AA. I go to school in Genji Secondary School. I stay with my granny Maria Shushu Mtembu. It is her birthday, actually.
Yeah, namhlanje today is my birthday. I'm so happy.
It's actually very tough for my granny because since I've been born, she's been working, trying to support me.
Lindo Gusle's mother passed away 2004 when he's 9 months old. And then I'm just taking this child as my child. Even if I'm a grandchildren, umama nje ohlela endlini ohambayo abheklisha bayofuna into yokubeka etafuleni.
Abafana nginabo ke bawu9 ebafanele ngoka5 ngisho ukuthi uma ubuka ngokwezingane ngabe kuthanda kuba nzima kakhulu kodwa ngoNkulunkulu emuhleke kwakhona leli thuba livezayo uPlascon ukuthi uma izingane zesiko standard 8 akwazi ukuthi asize singabasebenzi siza kakhulu ngoba uyakwazi ukuthi ngikhokhe school fees asesikoleni.
I'm very serious about my schooling. Since I was in pre-primary school, I've never ever failed. If there wasn't a bursary, I think I wouldn't even gotten a chance to study.
Akwenze namhlanje ukuthi athi kuthiwa kunamabhasari emsebenzini la isebenza khona. I'm so happy about that.
Without education, there's nothing else you could do. Education is actually the pillar.
As a South African organization, you've got to do the right thing. And it's making sure that you transform the country as well as transform the organization. And as the leading paint company in South Africa, we aim to be a catalyst for change through empowerment and inspiration.